Good morning. Do you remember this mama? She just did about like a month ago. Yeah, a month and a half, 2 months ago. Do you remember her?
Is a part of it where you have to almost de-school, and so there's this way of life, there's this way of things that you are supposed to do things in.
And then, of course, she's got all her critics, including this young lady.
You are not. You've admitted that you are not qualified to do this, but in my opinion, you are severely underqualified.
Let's talk about her. So let's talk about Mama. She threw a holy fit because she just didn't want to sign homework papers. She didn't want to do all the little menial tasks that public school has parents do. Now she has since apologized. She has since said she understands that this is about documentation. And that is really all it is. That is a directive from admin. Remember, teachers, get your parents to sign those homework slips so that we have some kind of documentation. Because if the parent doesn't sign the paper, that's documentation. We gave the parent this. The teacher, put it in the folder, and she never signed it. And so if ever the parent goes to a meeting, and that's what parents need to understand, you ever go to a meeting or an ARD, and you're trying to, why aren't you following my child's IEP? We can show you're not a partner. You haven't helped. You don't return calls. You don't sign papers. You're not, because like it or not, the public school system even has mission statements where the parent has to be involved. Now, most parents, majority of parents, I don't like the word using most. What does that mean? What's a number? I'm going to say a majority of parents today send their kids to public school with the expectation that they have to do nothing. That's your job, do it. But whenever they, hear a rumor or listen to a blog or radio conspiracy theorist that, we teachers are teaching them, how to worship the devil, then all of a sudden they come out of the woodwork. No, you can't do that. I can't do it, but you can't do it. I can't teach my kid, but you definitely can't teach my kid that. Teach them the good stuff, whatever. So my vlog, and I'm going to do a proper podcast on it. By the way, I'm on Patreon. Please go over and support me. It is teacher centered, and here's my philosophy. Educating a child is the parent's responsibility. And public school teachers, admin, the whole system doesn't agree with that. And public school parents don't agree with that. But that is the belief. That is my belief. And logically, morally, ethically, that is a parent's responsibility. No one should be educating your child but you. If you can't, then you have backup plans, right? You can put them in public school, and you allow the public school to educate them the best way that they can. Do you have a right to interfere? Well, you do. Legally, you do. You have a right to vote for school board members. You have a right to be a part of the PTA. You have the right to be a part of your child's education, but then you're going to have to be a part of it. But my belief is the parent should be it should be the sole responsibility of the parent to educate your child. But we do have a society with high to low functioning illiterate parents and grandparents raising children, and they don't have the ability to homeschool. And now listen to what I said. I said illiterate. You do not have to be college degree to homeschool your children. I wasn't. It wasn't until they were getting into middle school that I made the decision Do I continue educating my child, or do I go to college? But I homeschooled. It was my responsibility. And that's where we have a problem. We have a society of parents, and we got the proof. We got the proof during the pandemic that said, no, I cannot, even when they can. Please understand that I'm using the word illiterate. If you are illiterate, you can't. Like, you literally can't. You physically cannot teach your children. But if you can read and write and do basic math, you can homeschool your children. The process actually is very rewarding because as you choose a curriculum and as you go through the different things that the different standards that your child should be learning at each stage of their lives, you'll be learning. Okay? I was not illiterate. I can read and write. I graduated high school. That's all I needed. I found a curriculum. I found a classical education that I believed in. I was following Susan Wise Bauer's Guide to the Classical Education, her history books.
Follow that breakfast.
Thank you, baby. Oh, look at that chitty saw an egg. Her history curriculum is what I used, and a classical education is history based. So I had the desire, the love for my children, not this teacher love, a true love of the children that I care about. And in high school education, I knew how to read and write. And I'm going to be very honest with you. You're absolutely 100% ignorant if you think you need anything more than that to guide your child to learn anything, because it's something you can do together. You have wisdom on your side. You have resources on your side. The homeschool community, the unschooling community is really big. There's co-oping. There's a lot of networking where you can meet each other and help each other. Damn straight you can home and unschool your child. That's what aggravates me, is that you have adults who don't believe in themselves. Well, I made D's and F's, and okay, well then together as a family, you can educate yourself. We have millions and millions of parents with high school as the highest education they have, educating amazing, brilliant children to go on to four-year universities and earning amazing. My brother and sister-in-law are examples. I'm an example. We've homeschooled these children when we had no higher education. It wasn't until later on I decided, hey, I want to do this for other people's kids. And then I got my teaching degree. Anyway, go check me out on Patreon. I talk more about my homeschooling journey and how, yeah, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. And you can ask me for help.